Hey, what's up guys? It's Parthenex here. We're back for another Minecraft created by Creative Survival Arcade 1.14.4. And today, we're not gonna do a bit of a timed episode. We're just gonna get the basics of something in, and we're gonna do a lot of building today. It's gonna be we're building till near the end, till whenever I say I'm done with the build itself. Which I need pretty much all of this stuff in here. I'm also going to take a couple of these just to make a chest for area. I set up the area ahead of time, so we're not going to be doing any like area prep or anything like that, so don't worry about that. We're not doing that. That's the boring stuff you guys don't need to see. So we're going to make a chest. We're going to take these slabs and stuff, and next we need is actually some of our massive cobblestone stockpile. I'm going to take a good amount here. Now, today, I want to talk about, just as a kind of explanation as to why there wasn't like a Christmas episode as I said there would be and stuff. It's because when the Monday morning came that I was supposed to record here's the area that I set up as well. I just bone mealed a bunch. When I said that I would record and stuff, the next day I gotta say I woke up more tired than I've ever been in my life. Because that day I ended up staying up till probably 4 in the morning, and I was unreasonably tired. And it was my own fault for being so as tired as I was. And I just want to say to all of you, I'm sorry. Because I meant to put out a Christmas episode and I didn't. And then there was no videos until that Sunday, which that video went out late as well. That video went out like maybe 40, anywhere between 20 to 40 minutes late. Which, that's a lot. That's a lot of time that I skimped out on a video for you. It was a D&D video, so it wasn't like I had to record anything, and I believe, yeah, we did do a recording, not this Sunday, but last Sunday, as of recording this. It is Sunday, actually. This is the Sunday that I didn't record. D&D. I really wish I could have, but it was a little too much to put on people who were coming to the house, and then having people, immediately clean the house again or something like that. It's not really fair to them, so I decided against doing that. So here we are, and today's goal for the videos, we're gonna build a lovely mansion, and the first thing we need for that is actually over here. We need to use our wood farm for once, our big oak wood farm, and that will be a good majority where I can talk about some stuff for this series. Like, what is the next episode? Why is this one so long? The reason that this one is so long is actually because, oh geez, lag. I will be switching over to the next version of Minecraft. I believe this next episode, which means that there will be no more of the time lapses, unfortunately. But it's what I got. During the building section, I think I will actually do a time lapse just to get it's just going to be for one perspective. I might make the camera slowly pan around the building as I do it as I go, but not much more than that. Yeah, we're just gonna do that, and that's why I'm saying that I don't know how long this video is really gonna be. So we're just gonna roll with it, and we're gonna see how it goes. I really hope you guys do enjoy those, because I enjoy being able to take a break from talking and, just focus on the builds or the world itself. It seems I missed the saplings on this side. I could have sworn I did that. That's odd. Huh. I guess I did miss them. Weird. I guess I just didn't replant. Odd, odd, odd. Anyways. I think I did it on this side at least, right? I did it on this side. I planted on this side. All 3 lanes. I did, yeah. That's weird. Must have just skipped my mind. But one of the things that happened over the Christmas break was that I got the final expansion for Destiny 2 as was a episode of Destiny 2 that came out the Friday before last Friday, which was of course December 20, I think 27th. Let me just check. Yes, that would be December 27th. The week before that, so December 20th, the Destiny 2 episode came out, and I got the final thing for that. I got the final expansion for that, so there might be a video of that sometime soon. Just not today. I've played too much Destiny today before recording, and I was playing with someone for multiple hours, and me and them were both out of done with Destiny 2 for a little while, kind of thing. We found out that the raids, which you get cool things for, are not worth it. For the people that we are not those who would like to prepare for weeks, and nor do we have a big clan. If you would like to join the clan, I'll find out how you can send an invite to join, or send an application to join. Me and that person are an admin. It's only 2 people, and if you're willing to help out in a raid, then go ahead and say something down in the comments, and we'll try to figure this out. But yeah, we figured out that the raids take an average, or one of them takes, the one that we were trying to do takes an average of like 12 hours. And we just did not have that time. I think the speed run for it is even edited down so that, it's not a few hours of the same thing, which I think that is edited down by about 9 hours. So yeah, it's no small task when taking on a raid in Destiny 2, which was a shock to me and said person. But we tried before knowing how long it really was going to take, and we got nowhere with it. So that was an interesting thing. We both got just kind of sat there getting more and more frustrated every time we retried, every time we died, which was so annoying. It was so annoying. You definitely need more than 2 people to do a raid. There's no way. I was trying to do the Leviathan raid on my own, which I didn't know, because I actually thought it was just like a strike. I thought raids were just strikes, but it was the idea of us on the attack and not like us defending ourselves or something like that from some attack from the Vex or the Fallen or the Cabal or something like that. Not something like that. But no, it is actually that you're going in and you're raiding the place for the sake of armor, and you get the full set. You would get the full set from the raid, but yeah, at that point we were just like, you know what, that's not even even the slightest bit worth it. We were not ready to just shell out 12 hours or more, including the time to set up, like a group of people we did not, have anyone other than me and him in the clan, so it was, oof, man, very annoying. I tried uh, two different playstyles with it. One focusing on heavy weapons with a machine gun, and the other one focusing on rocket launchers and a scout rifle, which, again, a mistake. Because, yeah, there was no way that either of us were going to get through that raid and still be sane at the end of it. Because that was just crazy. That was just crazy, crazy, crazy. Trying to fight off these things, because it changes, like, they change at seemingly random. I didn't really guess a time, I guess. So I don't really have an accurate measure as to how long in between each of these sections did they last. But it felt like we had no time in between them switching, like, oh, now you can do damage to the knights instead of the rank and file enemies. So it was like 1 second you're fighting these guys, the next second you're running away from these guys because you weren't prepared for them to switch to that, because you were doing the rank and file enemies, you were switched to the rank and file enemies, so you were sitting there shooting them, and then suddenly you're surrounded by them because you didn't get to kill them off in time, and it switches, so now you have to fight the knights instead, and you're trapped in the corner where you're just getting hit consistently until you die, and that is not fun. It was challenging. It was very, very much so challenging to try to coordinate with said person to let's see here. Let's do a double door. Yeah. And it was very, very interesting to see how that turned out. And oh boy, did it have both of us pissed. Because that then right after that was when we found out that how long the raid was supposed to be, So we were very relieved that we decided to stop, because we would have been at it for several days probably before even getting anywhere close to realizing, I think we can't do this on our own without some intervention from someone else going, hey, you need like X amount of people to do this raid, right? What? That would have been nice to have like somebody else there to help us do the raid. It would have been really cool to have like another person there. So if you are somebody who likes Destiny 2, and you would like to, or you are willing to, I should say, be a person in the garden when I get that back. That garden thing is coming back. That was, yes, it's Stampy's thing, but in all honesty, I like it. Can you blame me? Because it got a lot of viewer interaction, and that's what I strive for. I try to be interactive, and Stampy wasn't the first one to do it, so don't shoot me. I wasn't, like the first one to copy him. It's very hard not to copy something that's very popular when doing these kinds of things. Yeah. So, um, when that clan is, if I decide to actually open up the clan to the public, um, I will announce that in an episode. But that is not, only my decision. That is a decision between me and the person that owns the true owner of the clan. Um, but we're trying to like run it together, kind of thing. But of course, you can't co-own it. You can only have an owner and admin kind of thing. And yeah, it's gonna look nice. I'm just looking at the house layout that I've got so far. Yeah, this'll look nice. This'll look really nice, I think, and I hope you guys will agree. This is also this video of me making the house is actually going out to this person who talked to me on iFunny, telling me that like I made this build and I showed it off in an episode of World Building, I think, World Builders, and they thought it was nice, and they were telling me a little thing about like, oh well, me and my girlfriend were trying to figure out something to do for our base, so we kind of went off this, and they were like, oh, I was like, oh, would you like me to also like go in depth in it, like how I actually ended up designing it and whatnot, kind of thing. So this is kind of how it is. As you saw, what I was doing first was I was going around with this cobblestone and this logs and marking out corners and marking out the base of the building here, as you can see, is the cobblestone. Then, of course, I just bring these pillars up, fill it in with these oak planks, because oak logs, cobblestone, and oak planks are the way the villages are. And of course, that's just my favorite build style, is just this palette. So what do you expect from me? Nothing incredible. Yeah, that's about it. Wow, that was self-depreciative. Um, we when it comes to building in this kind of style, it is best not to have a plan. It is best to have a plan. I want to build something, and that's the most you want to set up for it. Other than maybe, of course, getting resources and stuff like with the trees I cut down at the beginning of the episode. You want to definitely have resources set, but it's best to just kind of free flow the exterior wall, and that is definitely like the best way to get yourself into a new way of building, because you have to kind of figure out what you're going to do for the rest of the build, based off of the first floor. And the first floor is always very, very much so a kind of trial and error period where you gotta figure out exactly how you want to do this, and it is very elaborate in or the more elaborate you do with the edges, the harder of a time you're going to have, and that's why a lot of people go with the box standard house. They go a flooring block, or like a floor trim, like I did with the cobblestone, a corner block, or don't have a corner block, which is just the main base block of the basic block of the build, and that is okay. I mean, it's not this is me building, that's you building. It's not, it's not a forced standard or anything like that, and I don't really want you guys to, feel that way about anything that I do in this episode here. I don't want you to feel that when I talk about building the style that, your building and your way of building in this style is wrong. I do not want that to be what you're thinking. I really don't. I care and trust your guys' judgment on your opinions, beliefs, and other things like that. Because you are your own things. I am a immortal being from another dimension, and you are a human. My that's most likely my guess. Or my most likely guess here. Wow, you can tell how unoften I speak to humans, or willingly speak to humans, with how I am articulating myself right now. Whoopsie! But yeah, let's do this. Now this is just a little design feature. It just gives a little bit more depth to the interior, or the exterior, with more of a shape to the front, and this shape will be expanded upon on the front here to the edge. I'm gonna eat some food. Phantomless sky because we slept the night. I slept the night prior to this, and we are going to continue to raise the roof here. Now, I'm going to go with a very tall first floor. I'm going to go with a 5 block wall texture capped off. And what I mean by that, because that's totally terms that I didn't just make up as I said them. Which is where we're going to go with a taller, just first floor. It's as simple as that. We're just going with it. And you don't need to go with a tall first floor. You could go with a 3-block tall first floor. 3 blocks on the interior sides of it. I'm just going with this because I want to, and it's what I had planned. Was I was going to go nice and high with this, and this is not even for me. This is for the villagers. So yeah, on these corners you do not want to have the stairs because it will not match up with what you're going to put there. The corners and these rounded bits, unfortunately, since glass panes don't really do that kind of thing, we're going to use full blocks of glass and just kind of mix them in where they are supposed to go, because where would you really put a curved window or a flat window with full blocks of glass in a place where you could have the panes and stuff like that instead? Just a nice little more depth to the build, not so flat as is the problem with a lot of how Minecraft building ends up being. And I'm not saying, of course, that's bad. There are some people that have made the flat style of building look really, really good. With maybe making a small little house that's got a trapdoor, and you open the trapdoor and it empties out in this big open square or rectangle of space underground where they've built, mega farms and whatnot, all these really cool devices with redstone and, maybe a mob farm that produces mobs every more than, produces as many mobs as there are in the mob cap, per, almost per second. Something quick, something speedy, something powerful, getting them all the resources they'll ever need throughout playing Minecraft for like the next 80 times they play it. That kind of thing, You never know what people really want to build. And then there's just the people that want to build a small little humble house. And go ahead. That's all you. Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Why would I stop you? Have fun. That's all I gotta say. If you're gonna build, have fun with the build. Don't let it be that you just let, someone tell you how to do it. Nah, just the way what I'm telling you is not how you do it. I'm giving you a guideline. Not as in like, oh, here's a manual, build it block by block like this. No, this is a free form build. You do you. And that is the best part about it, is that this specific style and the way that I'm building this is completely up to the player. There is no limit other than the sky. Of course, not the sky limit. You can't build past 256, which if you go up to 256, I commend you there. That's pretty good. Seems I only built the one curve? Nah, there's this one back here. And I left this back wall here, not only empty because of the fact that it is the only one with the wood exposed like this, is because I want to actually put a staircase against this wall with the natural light coming in on this side, because I think that will look nice. So we're going to make ourselves a bunch of glass panes, and this, a lot of times you'll see people, they'll do this step a lot later when they're more closely done to the build. When they're just putting in the final decorations and putting in maybe their crafting tables and their beds and whatnot. Filling out all the rooms and spaces with stuff they need to use. Where I'm going to put the glass in now, so that I know how this is going to be. And with this first bit right here, we're going to take some of our oak wood and make our doors. Of course, I'm going to take these down so the villagers aren't tempted to open and close them forever. But here is the first floor. It is nice, big, and open. You feel like you can move in this space, and that is a goal of this style. Now here comes the big problem that a lot of you guys will come across, and that is there needs to be a border above this section. Now, this is going to seem a little weird, but we're going to actually go up in front of every one of these. We're not going to let one be exposed on the outside. We're going to go like this on all sides. This is actually a way to kind of shape the build as it goes. And this right here, this kind of T junction, or this X junction of wood, or this L junction, if you will, of wood at these corners that you'll see at this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner, these corners right here, and I believe that one right there, yeah, and that one is completely up to you if you actually want to do it, because there's actually another way that you could do this, but I just want to show you guys how to do it, and I want to have this kind of style at least once, in this area, as this is not going to be the only house that is going to be nice and big. We're going to do a nice big desert house here. It's going to be a lot more wooden than the rest, seeing as it would be very fancy, kind of thing. We're going to kind of transition away from the sandstone into more of a birch and sandstone. So it's not just the flat sandstone, it is a combination of the sandstones and the light tans of the birch, which will just give it that extra little bit of detail, extra bit of texture and color, and just give it that nice appeal, of just, it's more than just a couple flat sandstone blocks. It is a full-on new texture created by the difference between the two. It's lovely building like this, and I will change to the time-lapse mode of this right after just these little corners here, because this is where I'm really gonna need to shift into that exterior view so that I can see exactly what I'm doing. And I'm gonna die if I jump down again. And I need to do this a couple more times. And this is the only time that you need to do this kind of dropping down and nearly dying for the sake of the build. And that is actually all of this edge done. But that is not the end of using these oak wood logs. Now, it may seem like, okay, you have this big open area. What are you going to do with this big open area that is where you would think a roof would go? That is where we're going to do something. What's the keybind? Dang it. I have a zoom button, don't I? Oh. We are going to add more floors. Now that is what you need to do. And is he still there? Oh my lord. What is he doing? What is he doing? What is that iron golem doing? That is so weird. Being a weird iron golem, I guess. Anyways, we'll be right back, guys. And that is actually all I have resource-wise to do on this build. Yeah, I didn't realize how little oak I really had, even though I harvested all that oak at the beginning of this episode. Yeah. So this is what I got down. As you saw, I changed it a little bit. Yeah. I don't really have much more time for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. But until then, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.